Her career high 307, 142 digs, and 3.7 kills per set as a senior. And went on to study osteopathic medicine at the University of North Texas Health Science Center at Fort Worth. And completed a residency in obstetrics and gynecology at St. Joseph Mercy Hospital, and has been serving as a gynecologist in the Gonzalez Healthcare Systems in Texas as we celebrate Black History Month here in February on ESPN. Great to have you with us. For Jake Levin and our entire outstanding ESPN team, we bring you back to 157. My name here is Mike Rubin. 157, one of the best weight classes in the country. 3 men in the top 5 are still undefeated, and this man for Columbia, Casar Alvan, ranking in the top 25, facing off against Sam McMonagle of the Bears.
Alvan has some pedigree. He was a bronze medalist at the 2022 Pan American Games representing Brazil. Both of his parents are from Brazil. He's from Springfield, Mass. Just an impressive docket he's put together. He is a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he also played soccer at Northfield Mount Herman. So he's another one of these multi-sport athletes. In a sport like soccer, stamina, you need that running around that field for miles at a time. So
my game, man. That was my game.
He's an energizer bunny. He does not tire easily. Off to a 15-5 start this season. He did get a win over Brown last season, defeated Keegan Rothrock. That was a 4-1 decision for Alvan.
Earlier this year, a very impressive win over Anthony Artelona of Penn, who's a top 20 guy in his own right and has a pretty impressive resume. I think he's 21, 22-5 this season is Artelona. Sam McMonagle's been wrestling better of late, and again, a man that who had that impressive win over Cole Handlovic a couple weeks ago, 4-2. He's a guy that, according to Coach Lean, has been kind of seeing the improvement on a week-to-week basis, but Alvan comes up with the takedown.
It was all forearm strength. He had McMonagle sort of in midair, and the forearm shiver delivered from Alvan. Alvan came off a win last night up in Cambridge. He defeated Trevor Tarsi, 5-2 decision. McMonagle looking for an escape point, but there's just no way out.
The way that Alvan has him locked in with both of his legs around the hips and keeping that belly cinched into the back as we're under 30 seconds comes the call from David Capone on the fringe of the mat. Not a lot of room for McMonagle to move. Now, when McMonagle in this situation is going to try and bridge out, he's going to try and find an opening, and a guy of Alvan's acumen is not going to relent that easily. And he comes back cross-face. So what he's trying to do here, Alvan, is try and pivot McMonagle to his right shoulder and try and get some back points here as the first period comes to a close. The match score right now, 12-3, the overall dual meet score, I should say, with wins for the Lions, at 141 and 149, and the aforementioned forfeiture at 125, giving 6 points to Nick Babin. Bottom selected by Alvan. He steps up quickly and trying to get some mat return is McMonagle. Tries to come back underneath and just didn't have the upper body strength. Alvan able to step out of it as he comes back to neutral with the escape point, taking a 3-0 lead here. Did tick the ride time down under a minute, which is hardly a factor when you're talking at this juncture of the match. At 165, we have a couple of choices, so we'll keep our ears and eyes peeled to see who Coach Lean and the Bears decide on. 3 men introduced at the next weight class. Alvan leading this one 3-0 as there's not a whole lot of action to speak of as they're both locked in. Good job by McMonagle to shoot, but Alvan stepping back and denying it defensively. McMonagle again trying to step in, and it's the second match and maybe third in a row where we've seen the Columbia wrestler not necessarily with the strength advantage, but certainly the height, and that's a great bull rush. And the takedown for Alvan, just using that shoulder to drive into the Brown Brown Bear.
Yeah, really a war of attrition these last three matches in the early going. I think Casimir, especially in the 141, exemplified that the best. Oswald had the better of him through the first round and a half, and just wore him down from there on. It's the conditioning for Casimir, Fongera. Not that the Brown guys aren't well conditioned. It's just the individuals from Columbia. They have another level. We might have not sure if there's any blood drawn there.
Yeah, we got a bloody lip. Last night, McMonagle, a 4-2 win. He really was, it was tied 1-1, and it was really a great third period from McMonagle that gave him the win over Rice Royster of LIU a night ago. Quick adjustment from the trainer. McMonagle still in the bottom. 32 seconds left here in the period. Tries to run out of it. Alvan tries for mat return, and McMonagle is able to use the attempt to get out, and gets his first point of this matchup, trailing now 5-1, however.
Good quick feet from McGonigal.
McMonagle's been a guy who has really shown some growth. He's right now his record 11-11. Again, as we said, this 57 weight class is a bear, pun intended, as McMonagle's going to choose bottom, try and get another point quickly. About 37, be probably about we're about 20 seconds here of at which point the riding time could get locked in, but McMonagle quickly scampers out, gets another point, and pulls himself within 3. Now, still will need a takedown and some help, will McMonagle, with Alvan in control here.
Alvan's got some height, and he's still not afraid to go low. It's just, it's like your pad level in football. Alvan's pad level is incredible.
He does a really nice job of resetting, and that takedown he has, that bull rush, and you can see he's got McMonagle in a little bit of pain there on the bottom side. Another takedown for Alvan makes it 7-2, with now the riding time about to be about 20 seconds from being locked in.
Alvan's bringing his leg up as well, or trying to, at least on McMonagle, almost trying to flip him over.
A guy like Alvan's not going to give up the reversal that easily. He almost had a seam there, but again, you saw the way Alvan drove that left shoulder back. Doesn't give McMonagle much to work with, and you can see McMonagle's brain kind of going like, he knows what needs to be done, but it's much easier for us on this side to presume and surmise he's going to get out of bounds, and that'll bring us back to center. Riding time is locked in. It's 8-2 lead, so now McMonagle's got to be a little cautious, because with the 8-2, the last thing you want to do is find yourself riding into the major decision. McMonagle's not going to get out this time. Alvan tried to use that right shoulder into the hip of McMonagle to turn him for back points. McMonagle did a good job of dropping his midsection to the mat and denying it. Trill's trying to step out, and again, looks like this one is going to just be a solid decision victory for Alvan at this rate. They try and score him out of it. And Alvan, one of a bunch of wrestlers in the East that are ranked in the top 25 nationally, depending on which poll you look at. Josh Humphreys of Lehigh, undefeated. He's in the top 10. Artelona, we mentioned, of Penn. And there's Alvan. So this is one of those weight classes that could be wide open for national bids coming up in a couple weeks, the EIWA. But that is a solid result right there for Casar Alvan, who will take an 8-2 win with the riding time point. And at 165, it looks like the Bears are going to go with Keegan Rothrock.
Keegan Rothrock, he wrestled at 157 last year against Alvan. 5-8 this season. He did earn 2 pins last season, did Rothrock. 9-14 for his career for the Bears.